Howdy, welcome to Hutan Pantai. Here on Farming Simulator 25, I'm Mighty Mike, and this is my first episode on my first series for Farming Simulator 25. So I decided to start my Farm Sim 25 series here in Asia. I did look around at the three maps, and while Riverbend Springs is more what I'm used to, an American or US based player, I have decided to start here. And there's a reason, and we'll get into that here in just a bit. But to go through how we have this set up, we are playing on normal. We do not have any land. We have $100,000. So what I wanted to do is kind of build up to purchasing some land, and I do want to use the starting farm eventually, and there's reasons for that that will come about later on. So first things first, we need to make some money. Don't really have enough money to buy land and equipment to work the land. So first things first, we're going to try to run a few contracts. Now I am using on this playthrough, we don't have a whole lot of mods out right now, but one that has just released called Contract Boost by Gaming Joy. Go check that out, rate it 5 stars. Definitely a great mod. It adds some things to the game that we all want. The ability to pick up straw after a harvesting contract, and just other things like that. So I am using that. It does pay a little bit more on the contracts. It'll make things a little easier. So here we go. Also with this series, I'm not going to say it's a tutorial series, but we're going to show you how to play the game as best as I can. Try to explain things as I go along. So if you're new to Farming Simulator 25, hopefully watching this series will help you kind of learn how the game works and where to go, what to do, and how it all comes together. So first things first, as you all know, if you are on PC, you press escape and you can get to the main menu there. Or if I'm actually playing on or with a Xbox controller, so if you hit the 3 lines button there, you can also go into the main menu tabs. The right and left bumper on your controller will flip through the screens, or you can just use your up and down arrows. That is not correct. Just use your mouse and you can click along if you're on PC. So as I said, we're at the shop down here. We don't have any land. So first things first, let's grab a contract. So we're going to go over here to this one here. It looks like 2 papers, kind of like a contract. And you see we have all these contracts in here that we can choose from. So again, I am using the contract boost, so it's giving me a little extra money on these contract items. And one of the great things that this mod does is fertilizing. It actually will give you the fertilizer. Same thing with spraying herbicide, things like that. It works out really well. It actually provides you with the materials. So you actually get paid what you get paid and not minus what you had to buy the materials for. So what do we want to do? I don't really know. I've looked around this map. I'm not really sure what's around, but let's look at something that's going to pay us out pretty good. These weeding contracts go pretty well. So I think what we're going to do, the wood ones do as well, but I don't think you guys want to see me running the crane right now. So let's start out with some weeding contracts. And you know what we're going to grab? Let's see. Can we do both of these maybe? Ooh, that might be a haul. Let's just do this one here. So we'll make $12,361 minus our leasing costs. We're going to go ahead and borrow that item, and that's going to lease the machines that we need to do the contract. So we are at the shop, and they should be, there they are. If you notice, I am in third person view. If you want to get out of that view. On the controller, you just press your down on your joystick, changes the view. Also, if you want to open your help menu here in the upper left hand corner, press F1 if you're on keyboard. Actually don't know what the toggle is on a controller, but you can find that in your controller settings. And then you see there it says select camera right stick, or let's see if we do it there, select camera would be C on your keyboard. All right, so we'll go ahead and hop in the tractor here and take off. Now I'm not going to go through all the controls on the equipment. Most of that is self-explanatory, but you can also find those controls in the keybinds section of the menu. But we are going to, I'll show you some things that maybe just don't stand out when we run across them as we go through this playthrough. So we open up the mini map there, and you see we are headed to field 8. So let's head on down. Now I'm really not sure what side of the road I should be on. Let's see, is there anyone behind us? No, there's not. So we'll stay on the right side. Let's see, yeah, okay, that seems to be correct. Very good. Now I have actually changed my controller or steering settings. Since I do use a controller, I have dropped them down to I think around 50% on the steering and the return steering. And that seems to make it pretty smooth. I actually may end up dropping it down just a little bit more. Just, you know, as you can see here, I'm bumping the stick to move over, and it's just a little bit jerky. And so I do want to make sure it's as smooth as possible. I'm not using a steering wheel, so that way we can try and keep it smooth. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get the implement unfolded here. Let's back out, make sure we have room clearance not to hit the poles. All right, so very good. So if you look, notice up in the upper left corner it says mode AI worker, and then out to the side it says hold B. So we're going to hold B, and that is going to allow us to change it. So I'm going to drive. So this is the settings for the AI worker. Over here is the steering assist settings. So let's see. Okay. All right, so we're just going to go ahead and click OK. You see it has a course mapped out here on the little mini screen. So we're just going to go home and get done with it. So if I just hit B there, it will lock into the course right there. There you go. See the line turns green. And now I'm basically just in cruise control, and is allowing the tractor to follow the course. Now this feels a little bit sharp, so it's having some trouble around those corners. I'm having to manually change the direction. But once we get on the up and down roads there, it'll work out pretty good. So as I mentioned early in the episode, there was a reason that I wanted to play on this map. And so the reason is because one of the big crops that was introduced to this version of Farming Simulator is rice. Along with that comes some different equipment that we have not had before to harvest and plant the rice. So I do want to experience that as well as the rice fields, watering them, flooding them, things like that. So that's why I wanted to start on this, because this is really new for Farming Simulator 22. There has been rice in some modded maps, normally harvested with a big combine, but this is different. This is I guess the Asian way to grow and harvest rice, I guess. It may be done this way in other parts of the world, I'm not sure, but this is what we have got for us in this version of the game. So just wanted to give it a shot and see how it goes and experience it. So I figured I'd bring you guys along and we can all learn together. Now, so I did do one live stream a little while back, and as I mentioned on that live stream, is I had personally not watched any other content about Farming Simulator except for the very first when the initial teaser trailer was released. Since then, I've not watched anything. I have seen some posts from Giants, but I haven't watched any content creators, none of the people that had early access, anything like that. And it wasn't that I was doing it out of spite. I was doing it so that the game could be exciting. So I had, something to look forward to, and everything was a surprise for myself. And so I did that on purpose, and I'm glad I did. I'm kind of behind on some of the stuff, the dynamics and things, new things with the game. I've been playing a little bit personal play when I had time on Riverbend Springs, and it's okay. There's some definitely some improvements to the game, but I've found a lot of bugs, so it's been a little frustrating to play. Some of the things just it just drives me crazy. It's like, how did you miss that? But hey, it happens, and they'll get it fixed eventually. So, well, hopefully they will. So, I just been kind of struggling through it, trying to experience the game, chasing tornadoes. And that's kind of fun. I do like that aspect. Have a little bit of weather damage on the game, so that's pretty neat. But yeah, so there's a lot of things that I have experienced that is a definite improvement. There's some things that kind of disappointing. They're just really not an improvement. It's kind of just a rehash of 22. So it is what it is, but I was hoping for maybe a little bit more, but maybe it'll come all in time. So yeah, I am I'm still kind of green in Farming Simulator 22, just learning how everything works. I have tried a few different things, and I found things such as like the rice seedlings or whatever they're called, really not worth growing unless you're planting the rice. But if you're planning on selling them, really not worth it. One thing that kind of was weird, at least on Riverbend Springs, is the forest. You got to have so much wood to fix the old museum and things like that, but the forests are really difficult to harvest. They're all hardwoods, so they're difficult to harvest for lumber. And I would have thought there had been more pines or things like that would be a little bit easier to log and get the wood from. But I don't know, just some things just don't seem like it fits. I don't know, maybe it's just me, and I'm probably just going off on a little rant right now. But all in all, the game's a definite improvement from Farming Simulator 22. There are some things that need to be improved still. There's some bugs that need to be worked out, but I am enjoying the game so far. Alright, let's start our mini-map off. So as you can tell, I've gone around, we're on our second headland pass, and the reason I am doing the course here, there's a reason. In a field like this, you just can't see where you need to work. I mean, I can even zoom in here. Let's zoom way in. I mean, what am I doing? I'm weeding this, but I can't tell. There's no weeds sticking up. I mean, the weeds are just so tiny, you can't see them. But if I did not have these lines, I would not know what's going on. Now, one thing that I do want to talk about in this series at some point is the workers. I'm not going to talk about it on this episode, but that is definitely going to be a topic we bring up later on. And I'll give my opinions on it and what I think about it. But I am a little bit confused on the equipment that we got. It seems to me like we just don't have a lot of equipment. Now, the only thing I can think of is that they just were not able to get them all done in time. So they got what they got done, issued it with the game, and then they're going to drop mods along the way as they, bring back or complete some of these different tractors and implements that we're going to be using. Because it seems to me like we had a lot more from Giants in FS22, so I could be wrong. It's just my perception of it, and again, I could be wrong, but it just feels that way. Now, one thing I want to show you here, this is a good little learning tip. So you notice the two lines that I am between right here, two white lines that are going down the field. You notice they're white, and they're vivid white. If you look over here, back toward the road, there's two lines. You can barely see them. And I probably can't. Let's see if I can move over here. You can't really see them. But they are there. Let's see if I can be still just a little bit. Yeah, they're up there. But they are grayed out. And that is because I've run that course. So if you ever start like skipping rows or something along, and you just kind of lose track of where you've been, that's a good way to do it, or a good way to figure out where you've been, because let's see, because they are grayed out. Let's see. I missed my curve there. There we go. Get it to light up. There we go. Right. So those lines that I was talking about, those white ones, are your tracks. But the gray ones that were over here, again, that track has been run, or you've driven past it, and that part of the field has been worked, so it grays out. Once we get done with this one, it'll do the same thing. So it's kind of a neat feature. It does help, especially in fields like this where you can't really tell where you've been, what you've done. That's a good guide on if you've missed a road or something like that, or you get to the end of the contract and you're just like, ooh, well, there's 2% left to do. You can run around the field and kind of figure out, oh, okay, I missed this section right here. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and finish up this field here. I have been talking way too long, and we're going to get done and see how much money we make. Alright, we are almost done with the contract. You see, we're at 98%. Now, one thing I wanted to mention is don't worry about getting every little bit piece. Oops, turn on the lights. Because most contracts are going to complete well before you finish your last stretch here in the last row. So here we're at 99%. We've got a good long way to go on the rest of the field, or this row. And we're fixing to complete. There we go. We're done. So I can finish out the row, but it's not going to do anything else. It will just leave what's there. So if you miss a little bit in the corners, ain't a big deal. Not a big deal. So since I have the equipment, I'm going to go ahead and show you something real quick. We are doing a weeding contract right here. It shows completed. I did lease this for $519, but there are actually 2 more weeding contracts that have popped in. Field 6, which is right nearby, so I can actually accept this contract and not borrow. If you borrow, you're going to miss out on that $519. You're going to get some new equipment. I'm just going to accept it, use the equipment I've already leased, and complete this contract here on 6. And I'm also going to grab this one here on 34 and get them both done. So let's see, we'll go ahead and accept that contract and accept that contract. So we actually have 3 contracts right now, but that's okay. We can get them all done, and we'll have some extra money. So we're just going to, let's find the road over here, and we'll head over to that field, knock both of these out, and then we will be hopefully a little richer. All right, we're back here at the shop, brought the tractor and the implement back down here. Now, of course, you don't have to do that. You can just complete the contract in the field, but I decided to do that because we don't have another vehicle. So to try and be a little realistic, I brought it back down to the shop because at least from there, I can call an Uber. So if we go over here to the active contracts, we have completed 3. So let's go ahead and collect our earnings. So collect there and collect there. So that gives us a grand total of $20,793,000. So from here, I have a couple of options. I can go ahead and complete some more contracts, but we're homeless. We have no home. We have no vehicles. So what I think I'm going to do is we need to buy a house, buy a place that we can stay. And as I mentioned before, earlier on in the episode, we're going to buy the main farm. I do want to play around with the main farm on this map. So that is down here in this bottom left corner. If I zoom way out the map, or way out of the map. All right, so here's the whole map. We're right here at the vehicle shop, and the starting farm is down here in this corner. So we're going to zoom back in. Oh, little much there. And you see right here is the house, the farmhouse. So field 20. So let's change that over. Field 27 here includes the house. We'll get a field and a house, $115,000. We got to have it. I could buy these fields here, which are ready to harvest, for much cheaper. But again, we need a house. So we're going to go ahead and buy this. We're doing this in stages. We're going to have to grow our farm and add on as we can. So let's go ahead and buy the house. And there we go. We have, it looks like a beehive, some kind of production there. So very good. And of course, field 27, let's go over here. It is not planted with anything. So it looks like it has been plowed. Okay. Actually, it needs plowing. Okay. So yeah, it's in bad shape. Plowing, lime, it needs it all. So that field needs some work. So let's go ahead, and we have $5,400. So let's take a look. If you go over to the second menu, there's 2 menus to Farming Simulator. You can get to it either by pressing P on the keyboard, or on your Xbox controller, it would be the little menu button with the 2, looks like 2 squares in it, I think it is. And then we go down here to the icon with percentage, and it is used vehicles. This is one of my favorite things that we have. I love the used vehicles. If you've watched my content, you know I buy a lot of used stuff. So there's nothing in here really that we can use at this particular moment in time. There's some things such as this skid steer or this cultivator we could use in the future, but not right now. So we're just going to pass on those. But let's look around and see what we have for some transportation, because we don't have anything at all right now. And well, we could get a dirt bike. We could almost get this. So what I need to do is run another contract. So let's take a look and see what we have. So we're going to do some contracts here, at least initially. Try to earn what we have instead of it just being given to us. So let's go through here and find something that we can kind of knock out pretty quick. The fertilizing contracts will actually go pretty quick. Actually, there's a harvesting contract right there. Let's see. There's actually quite a few. Now, right now, I am not using any helpers. Just trying to maximize every bit of money that I make. But eventually, we will start using some helpers. I'm going to do some fertilizing contracts, I believe. We're going to go ahead and lease this guy right here. And then we may hit a few more right around it as well. So let me go ahead and borrow these items here. And let's just take a look. See, we're on 40. Is that what? Number 5. Okay. Field 5. That one's pretty clean. That's the wrong thing. Oh, we'll go ahead and grab 10. Let's accept that because it's right beside it. Let's see. Yeah, we'll do those two at least. And our equipment should be right down here. Again, we don't have any transportation, so I'm trying to play a little bit realistic by not just blinking around the map. We will eventually. But we'll do it when we at least have some transportation that we could have driven. I am interesting to see. We got 3 pallets of fertilizer here. And I don't know how much it'll take, to be honest with you. And I don't know how Gaming Joy set this up. If it's based on field size or just what the criteria is to determine how many pallets we get of the fertilizer. And I'm going to just jump over here to the map real quick. Again, I'm not real familiar with this map. So we are just going to be looking at the map quite a bit so I can find my way around. So I'm going to get up here to the field and we'll get going. Alright, so because we did switch equipment, switch tractors, there was no setting for either the helper or the steering assist. So I did have to go back and hold B. If you go back over to the steering, it was here. We had to bump it over to steering assist and set that up again so that we did have a course with this new equipment. So just keep that in mind if you pull over to the field and you're not getting the lines for your steering assist. That's what it is. You switched equipment. So just go in and you can quickly fix that problem. So this fertilizing contracts don't take very long at all because we do spread such a big area. So what I'm hoping is that we actually have enough fertilizer in the spreader here to get the other field too, because we got the 3 pallets. I don't know how much extra we have, so hopefully we have enough. Again, like I said, don't worry about the corners, getting it all just so, because there's a little bit of a fudge factor on the contract, so you'll be fine. Yeah, this episode is probably going to be a little bit longer. We're trying to get going, get started on this series, so we're trying to run through a few things just to get a jump. I'm playing 2-day seasons, so August is going to click by pretty quick, and then we'll be into September. Let's probably get a lot more harvesting contracts. I don't know what all we'll get on this map actually, but we'll see. I think I've already done that, so I'm just going to jump on this line here. I think we'll have one or two over that way. Oh, it only did a 1 headland, I think. But one thing I found, you don't have to do both headlands if you have it set up that way. I just run past it a bit on these up and down rows. But I think this was only set up with 1 headland. We can check. Yeah. You see the blue line going around. Just the 1 headland. So you'll also notice the green line once you've set your... Oh, let me turn it off. once you set your guidance, the green line is where you need to start and end your work. So if you get to the end of the green line, that's it. That's as far as you need to go if you're following the course. So I do really, this is one of the features of Farming Simulator 25 that I really do like. I know we had a couple mods, 2 or 3 mods in FS25 that gave us guidance steering, at least on PC, but for the console there was nothing. And so this is a fantastic addition, especially for the console players, but in general for everybody, because we don't need those other GPS tools. Yes, maybe they can do some extra functionality that may be something you're looking forward in your gameplay, and that's fine. But for the average player, this is going to do just fine. Alright, so you see I'm at 99% and I have missed somewhere, so let me drive around here and see if I can find where I need to hit. I believe there may have been a little spot over here, I don't know. And the problem is you cannot tell. Even if I tilt it like that, I cannot tell. So let's see, I'm going to hit this corner right here. Maybe the other corner down on the other end. Yeah, I am not seeing anything there. But yeah, the guidance steering addition to the game is to me one of the best new features that we have. Alright, let's try this corner here. Maybe that'll get us to 100%. There we go. I missed something somewhere, and I just couldn't tell. It's hard to tell on these fields with and let's see, I think this is the field I need to do, and let's see, I don't have the lines there. It is not picking that one up for some reason. Let's see. Yep, so for some reason it does not like this field. I'm going to detach from the hop out of the tractor, attach. Let's see. Uh-oh. It does not like this field. So we're going to have to do this one manually. Oh, let's see. Steering is... What am I doing here? Yeah, it's still not finding it. Oh well, we will just knock this one out the old-fashioned way. And it looks like we do have plenty of fertilizer. I'm not quite reaching all the way to the edge of there, so we're just going to swing around, get it all. Sorry about the camera spinning there. Let's run back down to this other end. We're already almost to 50%. So this is not going to take long at all. So I do want to just give a special shout out to my channel members, the YouTube channel members. I do definitely appreciate all of those who have supported me, signed up to support me on YouTube. So thank you guys. Thank you to all my channel members. I appreciate you. And to all the folks over on the Discord who are active and participate in some of the discussions we have, topics, and when folks have help, certain folks pitch in to help others. And I do appreciate all of you as well. If you are interested in joining my Discord, links in the description below in the video. Feel free to hop on over, and it's a good way, easy way for you to connect with me and be able to just join a fun community, a friendly community, very laid back, no drama. Don't bring drama. No drama. All right. So we've 5 and 10. That's already done that quick. So there's actually a few more in here. I'm going to probably go ahead and knock those 3 out. And that should give me enough money to buy a vehicle. And we're going to do that on the next episode. We'll get a vehicle, kind of figure out where we're at, what we need. Maybe we can start some field work. Maybe I do enough contract work that we can pick up another field. We'll see. Anyhow, so thank you so much for watching the video, and all of you guys continued support. I definitely appreciate it. Don't forget to click the thumbs up button on the video, and go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you hadn't done that already. I would definitely appreciate that as well. I hope each and every one of you have a very blessed day.